It's your kitchen. We are Facebooking live. If you go to my Facebook, I was cooking. I was geeking out at 5 o'clock this morning. I made myself a little whole salmon fillet in 3 minutes because I did not have to break it apart. Yeah, if you ever wonder what I'm doing late night, this is what I do late night.
Look at you.
I know, I got all fancy. I got all fancy. Now, here's the thing. This will doesn't replace Stephanie. No. She's irreplaceable, but it replaces 11 different appliances in your kitchen. It is the lowest price in America. And not only that, it is a this day only. This price is only good for today, for this show, as long as supplies last. It's a $20 flex pay with free shipping. Real quickly, let me show you what you get and what this does. Oh, perfect. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna do this real quickly. So you can choose your brushed stainless or your red. It has the most ingenious, I've never seen a lid quite like this. If you have dexterity issues like I do, it's just like a little kind of twist and shout action. It's actually easier for me to put on and take off. You get this removable nonstick oval insert, whole spaghetti, whole lasagna noodles, whole lasagna or salmon fillet, corned beef without trying to, cut it into pieces. So there's your removable nonstick. You also, when I did my salmon last night, here's your steamer rack. Love that it has little handles to help you so you don't have to do those little foil dealies that everybody does. And then you do get not only your manual, but you get some recipes included with your purchase, plus of course the measure, the spoon, and 11 different functions. So guys and gals, you can steam, you can saute, you can braise, you can slow cook. I could actually saute the dumplings that we're doing with Chef Ming next hour. Red or silver stainless. Rick, of the two, which is the most limited? Oh, okay, so we have fewer than 1,000 in either color, but the price is only good now. Look at the rack on Stephanie.
Well, hello there.
I'm sorry, it was too easy. I know it's a little early in the evening. Oh, no.
And we're just warming up.
Second and last show, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Do you know what I love about this?
What?
It holds the whole rack.
It holds the whole rack.
It holds the whole thing.
Thank you for...
Seriously,
exactly.
though, the oval shape of this pressure cooker is so unique and so exactly what you want in the kitchen. Because look, this is going to fall apart as soon as I pull on it.
Yep.
Because it's that tender, which is exactly what you want. But when I load this up, I am not folding my ribs over to get them to fit. I'm not having to cut through and deal with the sinew of the raw meat and all that. When I cook, I do not want it to be any more difficult than necessary. Yeah. So what Geek Chef is done is that they have figured out all the tough stuff. They're the geeks, right? They've figured out the pressure, the temperature, everything I need to be successful so that I can be the good chef. But what I like about this specific pressure cooker is all the little extras they've done to make it so much better than other pressure cookers. The start of it, the shape. We've got 8 quarts, but a lot of times with pressure cookers, our real estate, as I call it, is vertical.
Is vertical.
Meaning you have to stack your food.
Right.
I don't want to stack my food. I want to be able to see my food.
True.
I want to be able to work with my food. So we are oval in shape. The lasagna noodles, the spaghetti noodles, the racks of ribs, and our next design here.
Okay, this is a wow.
This is my favorite.
This is a wow.
Because of this oval shape, 2 huge roasting chickens side by side.
What are those, like 5-pounders, 4-pounders?
Oh, that one's bigger than 5 pounds.
Oh,
that guy on the right is huge.
It is.
Yeah, he's a big one.
By the way, Christina, hello to you as well. She's got a great question. Can you bake a cake in it, Stephanie?
And we're going to. I love that question.
Look at that.
Because if you know pressure cookers, you know that they are amazing to bake cakes in.
It's true.
Because it keeps the moisture in. But here's something you should always think about. Do not ever buy a pressure cooker, a slow cooker, anything, unless you can saute right in it. Because this is such an important part of cooking that a lot of us skip because you don't want the oil all over your stove.
Right.
I don't want to get another pan out and do a whole nother procedure. So right now, I am utilizing the saute feature. Now, this is not some namby-pamby saute.
Right.
Look at the color I've got going here.
Beautiful.
So I'm getting a good saute on both sides. I'm searing in the flavors of my meat.
Because yes, it is a slow cooker and a pressure cooker. It replaces 11 appliances, but to Stephanie's point, part of my disappointment with other pressure cookers is they're fast, but the meat looks gray.
Yes.
Part of my disappointment with slow cookers is the meat is moist because it's low and slow, but the meat looks gray.
Exactly.
So you can actually, you can caramelize that meat, get a nice sear.
Look at that color.
And then
no gray.
Wow, no gray.
No gray, and it's gonna be crunchy and yummy, but yet still this easy to work with. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the features. So what I've been doing, and let me clear this out so you can get a good shot there of the screen. What I've been doing is using my sear feature, my saute function, which is manual. I punch it, it gets nice and hot, and then I can put the initial color on any of my meats. I can ground beef, I can do anything I want. So think about it. If you're gonna make chili, you throw in the meat, you saute it up a little bit, you throw in everything else, and then off you go. So it couldn't be easier.
Okay, now talk about this lid, because this lid is different from what you're used to. I think it's easier, and it's easier for me, but, so Stephanie, you just turn that little dial,
Here's the difference. Most pressure cookers have a lid that you kind of have to maneuver, and if it isn't lined up right here on the edges, it doesn't go, and then you get irritated. Because this is important. This is my safety. I have to have a good seal here. What Geek Chef has done, they've put all the technology underneath. I don't need to know how it's working, and I don't need to line it up. All I do is twist. Very easy lock and unlock, and you can see the edges move. Watch those edges move.
So that's unlocked.
No, this is actually locked. I'm locked in. You can see that I'm sealed down. Now when I unlock,
you can actually see it open up.
See it open up, and then all you have to do is lift. This is innovative. This is proprietary to them, and this to me is a game changer. It is so much easier to work with.
And by the way, it won't turn itself on if it's not locked in place.
In fact, it yells lid. It does. It flashes lid at me.
It's so funny. It's like lid, lid. But
I'm glad, because this is going to go under pressure, and I want all these different safety checks there. So I've done my sear. Now I've got my lid on. Now I can choose one of my 12 preset functions. This is where they're geeks, and I suddenly look like a great chef, because all I have to know basically is what I'm cooking. If I'm cooking a meat, it's going to go for 35. If I'm cooking a soup, it's going to go for 30. If I'm making chili, it goes for 30. In this case, I'm making poultry, but my other choices of presets: steaming, slow cooking, eggs, yogurt, canning, rice in 12 minutes, multi-grains like the quinoa. All you do is put it in, twist the lid. Now I'm not having to mess around and line it up and do pressure toggles and any of that. None of that matters. And then it goes to the on position. So poultry is a 12-minute cook. 12-minute cook. It is in there and ready to go. It will come under pressure. As it's coming under pressure, it says on. So I know it's working. Once it gets to pressure, then it starts to count down. So those are all the important functions.
You don't have to calculate anything. And one quick thing about that is, when I did my salmon last night, I actually did it on manual for 3 minutes, because the seafood function, you have the presets, but you can, do it manually as well. So you have that option. And actually, Christina, how do you know what demonstrations we're going to do? Christina, I think, might be psychic. She wants to know if you can cook from frozen.
I think Christina wrote my demo plan.
Funny you should ask.
You know what? I will jump ahead to that, because I just released some steam for my fish. But yes, you can cook from frozen.
You can.
And that's one of my favorite things to do with pressure cooking. Because you know what one of my favorite things to screw up is? Not taking anything out for dinner. It's just amazing how you forget that, right? And suddenly it's 3 o'clock and you're like, oh, seriously, now I have to go to the grocery store. No, you don't. You need a pressure cooker so that all you have to do is put your meat in frozen. So this is a pot roast. Again, this oval shape making a very big difference, because look at that piece of meat. In a normal pressure cooker that is vertical real estate, I'm having to cut my raw meat. And I don't know about you, but I try to spend as little time working with raw meat and a knife as I ever have to. I don't want to mess with it. It's not appetizing. It's not fun. So all I'm doing is plopping in the meat, the liquids, the potatoes, the veggies. This took me all of 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
To assemble. So you get home at 5 o'clock, you put it all in there, you set it, 35 minutes for meats and stew, and look at my end result here.
That is as fork tender as it gets. But here's the other thing about this. Easter is around the corner. Everybody was talking about Ash Wednesday, but I do a killer slow cooker holiday ham. I encase it with a little pineapple juice and brown sugar.
Ooh, that'd be wonderful.
But it takes 8 hours. I want to do that in a pressure cooker, but I would have to segment or cut the ham in half. I like the bone-in hams. I think that they've got more flavor. Now suddenly you're doing the bone-in hams. You're doing the full length of salmon. You're doing the full length of corned beef. You're doing your full fish fillets. You're doing your lasagna noodles and your spaghetti without, breaking them in half. And you're doing them in less time. You can steam, you can saute, you can bake. Any of those things.
This morning you did salmon in 10 minutes. This was 10 minutes. And
That's
I put in my
crazy.
broccolini. I can do a whole side of salmon because, again, I have the real estate. Now, it's coming to you with the steaming rack, which I really like for something like this fish because it's so much easier to maneuver in and out.
It absolutely is. We're going to speed things up here, I guess pun intended, because we've got a lot to get to in the next few moments.
Exactly.
Remember, Chef Ming is here for his last hour, next hour. Thank you so much for being in your kitchen and Facebooking Live.
Question about frozen?
Frozen. Here you go, Christina.
Yeah, those are frozen. And that's about how I cook at 5 o'clock on a Monday when I forget to take things out because I'm usually angry. Don't worry about it. Take your meatballs, take your chicken breasts.
For sure.
Dump them in frozen. Now with pressure cooking, similar to slow cooking, always have to have a liquid. Go ahead and make the liquid your sauce.
Your sauce.
And you're gonna be good to go. In 12 minutes under pressure, this then becomes a great dinner.
Frozen meatballs in 12 minutes.
Absolutely.
Now remember, you'll see the countdown clock start once it comes to pressure.
Correct.
So it tells you when it's on, and then it'll start counting down. It does everything, but you can also do a manual override. Mervina has been intimidated by corned beef in the past. Oh. You're right. This makes...
You guys are
okay. Now this is freaking me out a little bit.
I love this. Marina, don't be intimidated because I'm going to show it to you right in front of your very eyes.
Here's that St. Patty's Day corned beef.
I do want to show you something else though. The insert pot, aside from being an amazing nonstick and that great sear pan, has helper handles.
Yeah,
Most
and it's not
pressure
heavy.
Cookers do not. Yes, and you are always trying to hold that little stainless steel thing by its edge, and it's hot. No, helper handles. The pot stays warm. The handles are cool. I can honestly put this right on the table. But let's talk about corned beef because I've been intimidated too. Wait till you see this. This will change the way you cook corned beef. Look at the gorgeousness.
Okay, Stephanie, how long on the corned beef? Did you pressure cook it or slow cook it?
Pressure cooked it.
You pressure cooked
35 minutes.
No.
And wait till you see the fork tenderness.
35 minutes?
We went ahead and put the cabbage in there for flavor so you can pull that out. But look at this.
Wow.
Look at the color of it. Look at the fork tenderness. And here's why I love this size, this 8-quart size. If I'm gonna cook a gorgeous piece of meat like this, I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna enjoy it. So I'm gonna have dinner 1 be my cabbage and corned beef, but look what I'm gonna do for night 2. I'm gonna take that corned beef and I'm gonna shred it and I'm gonna make Reubens.
Did you use a little water? Did you use beer or?
You know what? I used beer in this,
I like to use beer.
You certainly don't have to. It works with water. It works with vegetable broth. It worked with absolutely anything you want.
Sure.
But the one thing you don't want with corned beef is that slimy skin, and I think we've all had it, and we all know what it is. Look at how gorgeous this gets on the inside.
35 minutes. Alicia, it'd be a blessing because her husband can't decide ever what he wants for dinner. So
you don't have to plan.
Even those last-minute diners. Christina was asking about bacon as well. We'll show you that as well. So this, now what is in there?
This is the cake.
That's the cake
that Christina was asking about. So if you've never thought about using a pressure cooker for baking, and this was something new to me in the past few months when I've worked with Geek Chef. Again, this is where this size is so amazing to me. This is just a basic dish that I have at home. Plop it on in there.
For sure. Valerie, I apologize. I'm not familiar with the Kasari, so I can't, comment in terms of the comparison. And Evan, in case you missed it, I will show you this. Actually, that one's under pressure. Guys, do we have my What You Get lid? Can I just show that? Victoria, can I grab the lid real quick?
There's one right underneath.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of them. Those are cool.
Okay, I just want to show Evan this.
Yeah, this is a great function.
So it does have, on the interior, like Stephanie said, that's where the technology is. It looks like a pressure cooker lid.
Absolutely, because you need that seal.
Right, so you'd clean it the same way that you would, clean your regular pressure cooker lid, basically. Right. So hopefully that helps, Evan.
Yeah, no, very easy to clean. Oh, and by the way, goes right into the dishwasher. Anything that you want for ease of use, Geek Chef has taken care of. Okay, here's why I like cakes in the pressure cooker.
Oh,
First of all, obviously that was a great and easy release, but look at the sponginess. Do you see that? That is how light and airy and fluffy it is.
Oh gosh, that smells good.
Like you see there. Okay, so I popped this little air pocket, but that shows you how light and good it is.
Yeah.
Because the moisture, it's almost like a steamed cake, if you will.
Yeah, you're right.
If you're kind of like if you're familiar with the British steamed puddings, they're so moist and so good. Well, that's because you're keeping the moisture inside.
You are.
So where you dry things out in the oven, this is the exact opposite. It's almost like you're steaming the cake as it cooks. And as a result,
so brilliant.
Oh, and it's so easy.
Yeah,
you know, you
so
can bake
brilliant.
in 10 minutes. You can bake in 12 minutes.
You can. And remember, you can make this as easy. There are those 12 different presets, but you can do a manual override. So it replaces 11 different appliances in your kitchen.
Yes.
It is 3 minutes or sell out on your color. Now, they're selling pretty equally right now. We have the choice in the brushed stainless or that beautiful brushed red. You guys know I love red in my kitchen. So you can choose either or. That price is good for today and today only. It is less than $20. It is the lowest price in America.
Absolutely.
It's hard to find out there. In fact, in terms of electronic retailing, we're the only ones who have this. And not only that, we will not be honoring this price after midnight. So free shipping, $20 bill. Price is good for this show and as long as supplies last. Actually, Christina's asking, how long did it take to bake that cake?
That cake bakes in 15 minutes.
15 minutes, Christina.
Wonderfully easy.
All right.
Here's the thing, too, is that whatever you do, you don't have to cook pulled pork for 10. You can put the 8 pounds in here like we have and shred it all up and use it the first night for sliders and the second night for tacos, and maybe the last night I'd put it in a quesadilla, because I do try to cook once or twice a week and make it last. But if there's only 2 of you in your household and you're only gonna do a 2-pound pork shoulder, that's fine. I don't want anybody to see that 8-quart capacity and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to cook for an army every single time. Not at all. You can easily cook 2 chicken breasts as easily as you can cook 12 chicken breasts. What I like about having the 8 quarts is those 2, 3, 4 times a year where you may need that load of food. Now you can do it, but you certainly don't have to do it. That's the beauty of pressure cooking. It cooks just as well full as it does only partially full.
It does. And, you know, the big thing for me is, you know, like Stephanie said, you can cook a little or you can cook a lot. I have so many pieces from HSN, as you could probably tell. Nothing gets added to my kitchen anymore unless it makes sense.
Right.
And this makes sense for a lot of us out there. You